Hey everybody, I'm here with Walter Robb, the former CEO of Whole Foods. Walter, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Steve. Thank you for being.
Let's take it back. Tell me, where are you from, and what were you into, when you were a kid?
Definitely not Whole Foods. From Boston, Massachusetts, and into sports, into reading, growing up with my brothers and sisters, but found my way to natural foods in after college, and just from there we took it all the way, as you know.
All the way. What were some key learnings? So when you were at Whole Foods, what were some of the maybe diversions, maybe some mistakes that you guys learned from and that really catapulted and changed the company?
First of all, I would start with the positives, which is number one is that when you have a purpose, when you really have that purpose and you really own it and you really mean it, it's an incredible superpower that propels the company, any company, to into the marketplace. So certainly ours around believing that it was time for Whole Foods with a small W to make their rise back into the marketplace, and also that how we built the company around values and purpose mattered. That's a big learning around the power of that. And I hope that the new generation of entrepreneurs that I've certainly seen that today realize just how powerful that can be as a competitive advantage. Number two is that the leadership, right? I mean, we're talking about inclusion, we're talking about diversity, we're talking about awareness, we're talking about agility, but all in the end it comes down to whether you as a leader or your leadership team is really believing in the power of each and every team member to contribute to that purpose that we talked about. So those are two very powerful learnings. I mean, I've been a leader for a long time, and each day I realize more and more the power of looking at that team member and saying, there's magic there. And how do we set this up in a way they can contribute in a way that's true and authentic for them and powerful for the company. So mistakes, growth for growth's sakes. Don't mistake growth for purpose. Growth is great, and a certain amount of growth is good. At some point in growth, the wheels come off and you start getting off track. That certainly happened to us a couple of times. So not growth for growth's sake, growth for purpose, right? Growth towards a purpose. Mistake. Second mistake, I think, is any sort of arrogance. There's no place for anything less than full humility in the marketplace today. And I don't mean, I'm not talking about less than, I'm just talking about less ego and more awareness and more appreciation for the power of a team, for the power of a brand, for the power of a purpose, those sorts of things. And we certainly made that mistake several times where we got caught up in ourselves, and we thought we were pretty good and all that, and we were pretty good actually, but I think those are some of the things that come to mind, both on the positive and the negative side.
Very cool. It's kind of similar to that in a way, but kind of what are your best tips and secrets if you're going to give yourself, when you're about to start, your business world, or if someone's coming to you saying, I want to be a leader, I want to be an entrepreneur, you name it. Like, what are some of your top quick tips?
Quick tips, number one is, again, be really crystal clear what you're trying to accomplish. It may evolve, it may change as time goes on, but you've got to have a clear reason for what you're doing. And a lot of this generation of entrepreneurs that I speak to, they're muddled on that. They're well-intentioned. So first question, is it an idea or is it a business? And then second of all, what is the business? And so there's a lot of work to be done out there. There's a lot of things to go tackle. Let me really hear something that's coherent and clean and clear and inspiring, right? Second of all is what I would call the it factor, right? You meet these entrepreneurs and they have a sort of confidence, they have a sort of a determination, a sort of grit that tells you these guys are going to go out there, and because business is not a straight line. Business is extremely challenging. Business, particularly retail grocery, every day is something's happening. The pipes are breaking, somebody's quitting, something's going on, the city's not going to approve the building permit. Every day, your job is to manage through problems and challenges. And so if you don't have that resilience and that grit, and so it's the it factor, I think I look for when I meet these, so those are two thoughts.
Thank you so much.